Hi, welcome to the Waxing and Waning podcast. My name is Wayne. This is podcast episode 7. In this episode, we'll begin talking about managing one's finances, both as an organization, and these can be applied to both individuals and families. Specifically, this episode will focus on step number 1 when it comes to managing money and attaining financial freedom.
This episode is brought to you by Orchard, where money grows on trees. We offer a new way to survive and thrive in the 21st century. Call us now at 1-800-555-5555.
Thank you, Orchard, for your continued support for this podcast. In 2010, Misty and I, together with 5 or 6 married couples, enrolled in a 10-week financial management course. The course was developed by an organization called Crown Financial. Each week we gathered to work through course material that revolutionized how we now view money and how we use it. Looking back, this 10-week course was a defining moment along our journey as a married couple and family. We recommend that you look into attending a Crown Financial course in addition to listening and learning from the next 7 podcasts devoted to both managing an organization's finances and one's personal finances. Here's to our journey. Just a quick note for organizational leaders before we get into step 1. As organizational leaders, it is imperative that we understand and know how to apply financial concepts such as sunk costs, fixed costs, and variable costs. Concepts like these can also be applied to personal finances. In order to make and support solid financial decisions in the organization, the leader and leaders should have a strong working knowledge of accounting and economic principles. Let's take a look at the first step to gaining financial freedom. Step 1 has 3 parts. The first part is to track your spending and create a spending plan. By the way, you can find lots of tools for this at crown.com. crown.org. We tracked our spending with an online platform called Mint. You could also use numbers on Apple devices or Microsoft Excel. This part of tracking your spending is a critical step. Do this step with an eye to detail and precision. For 30 days, you'll track every dollar or every rand or every RMB you spend. Remember, whenever I say you, I'm referring to you as an organization, or you as an individual, or you as a family. All the principles we talk about can be applied to either. So, for 30 days, you'll record all your transactions. This includes all income received, all cash spent, all bills paid, all debit card and credit card swipes, everything. All money in, all money out, every dollar, every rand, every RMB. After 30 days, you will definitely gain a clearer understanding of where you usually spend your money. For example, you will determine how much money you typically spend on fast food or coffee, how much you normally spend on sit-down restaurants, how much you spend on groceries for the month. You'll know the exact amount you typically spend each month on gas or petrol, haircuts, car payments, and everything else. Now, based on where you spend your money, you will create a monthly and annual spending plan. Basically, a monthly and annual budget. Your annual budget would contain line items such as annual travel. In your monthly budget, you'll decide how much you'll spend on groceries, how much you'll spend on eating out, and so on. The budget you establish will guide your purchasing decisions during each month. Remember this, give yourself some grace if you spend over budget. We get to start each month over, remember? And if you are taking this step to get your finances under better control, then you will remain open to learning and growing along the way. And mistakes and failures are always great and powerful moments of learning. In step 4, you'll review your monthly and annual budgets and make sure that they're okay and make any needed adjustments. This part of tracking your spending and creating a spending plan will require a definite time commitment, but I assure you, it will be worth every hour you devote to it. The second part of step 1 is to begin saving for emergencies. In order to proceed to step 2, you will need to save at least $1,000 if you're in America, or adjusting for the cost of living in a place like China, 8,000 RMB, and in South Africa, 10,000 Rand. Make it your goal to reach this emergency savings goal as soon as possible, possibly in a few months. The faster you reach this milestone, the quicker you'll begin working on your step 2 to financial freedom. The final part of step 1 is to start giving. Regularly and joyfully. We recommend that you begin by giving 5% of your total gross income either to a church or a charity. We strongly believe that your gross income includes all your government taxes. So, if I earn $100, maybe 20 will go to the tax man. I then net $80. My giving would not be 5% of 80, but 5% of my before tax income of $100. So, 5% of $100 is $5. So I would give $5, not $4. 5% of 80 would be $4. Anyway, from personal experience, it is always better to give than receive. If you have not developed a habit of giving, begin today. So, step 1 is 3 parts. Remember, number 1 is to track your spending and create your spending plan, your monthly and annual budget. Then step number 2 was create an emergency savings account in order to save for emergencies. Begin by saving $1,000 if you live in America, 8,000 RMB if you live in a tier 1 Chinese city, or 10,000 Rand if you live in South Africa. It is important to note that this money is only really to be used for one type of an emergency. If you have a gap in employment from being laid off or let go. Replacing your broken oven or fixing your car will not typically come out of your emergency savings account. And the final part of step number 1 was to start giving. Remember 5% to a church or charity, and please remember, be joyful in your giving. Nobody loves a grumpy giver. Everybody enjoys a cheerful giver. That's all for now. We'll learn more about step 2 in another episode. My hope is that you leave today's podcast with a line of thinking, an idea, or a question to ponder or research that will impact your financial life and your world of work. Make it a great day. Cheers from Durban, South Africa. Bye.